One percenters, welcome back. Coach Tommy here. I just created some slides to help you guys understand how I go about player development. Okay, so this might be very important to you if you're a player, if you're a coach, or if you're a parent. So let's go through this together. I hope it is not super boring. Okay, so one percenter player development. How do I get better? A lot of people ask me, how do I get better? And it's not an easy answer. It's never an easy answer because I have to know so much more about you players. And parents will reach out to me asking me to train them or work with them. And I have to know so much more because I'm committed to my players. And so I go through this and I try to explain it as best I can to each player and each parent and each family. So it's all about self-awareness. Okay. It's all about self-awareness. Self-awareness. This is the magic. Know who you are. What type of mentality do you have? What type of body do you have? What type of talent do you have? If you know these things, you're going to be better off than the next guy. If you're a younger player or a newer player, a beginner type player, you're not going to know these things about you right away. Okay, so this is a process and it is ongoing. Okay, so keep continuing to develop your self-awareness as you go. Okay, I break it up into mind, body, craft, mind, body, craft. So your mental part, your body part, your physical part, and the skill part. Mentality, mind, body, craft, right? Are you smarter than the average kid? Are you smarter than the average player? You kind of understand things a little bit quicker than everyone else? When you get in a race, are you always winning the sprints? Do you jump higher than normal? Never lifted a weight in your life and you're dunking? You're probably a better athlete than most. Have you more skill than average? Some people are just really good at running. Some people are good at jumping. Some people just happen to pick up basketball quicker. Some people, you call them naturals or they're lucky they were born with it. Maybe that's you. Maybe you're on the opposite end of the spectrum on all of these. It doesn't matter where you start. It's just about understanding where you are, and then I can develop you from there, or we can work, to develop you from there. Okay, so when we talk about mentality, roles are better than positions. This is what I want all coaches to eventually get away from. I want viewers, fans, all you guys to get away from positions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, point guard, shooting guard, small forward, power forward, stretch four, center. Get away from all that stuff because it doesn't fit anymore. That stuff does not fit anymore. Like it doesn't work. Back then that was built off of physical stuff. So if you're the shortest, you're probably the point guard. If you're the tallest, you're probably the center, and so on and so forth. It doesn't work like that anymore. So I have them into roles. Okay, so I have them into roles. Playmaker. Okay, so that's LeBron James, right? So LeBron James is the best playmaker right now. He's the most obvious playmaker. Everyone tried to make him a scorer or something else, but he's not. He's a playmaker. Okay, so number 2, you have scorer right now. The best example of a scorer is Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving is a scorer. The scorer mentality is a person that doesn't really care about people's opinions. They want to do it by themselves. They're willing to go out there and risk it. Okay, take the shot. Who cares? Make it or miss. Okay, the other scorer is obviously Kobe. Going back to playmaker, a playmaker is someone who's a strategist. Okay, they like chess. They see all the pieces moving. I'm a playmaker, so that's what makes me a good coach. I see the pieces moving all together. A sniper. Okay, Damian Lillard. Snipers are typically the most prepared players. They like to stay into the gym longer. Doesn't necessarily mean they're the best shooter, but it's their mentality. Okay, they're super duper duper prepared. They don't like the unpredictable nature of things. They want to plan and prep for everything. So that's the sniper. The slasher. These are the guys that are the big risk takers. They go for the big block. They go for the the steals, the cuts. They probably played football before. They understand kind of gaps, and they're more kind of a big risk, big reward type player. That's the slasher. So Zion is kind of the best player in the NBA right now as a slasher. And then you have the defender. These are your guys that just show up, hard work. They don't care about the glory. They do all the dirty work. Draymond Green, Steven Adams, as a playmaker and a scorer. I definitely love to have defenders on my team because certain people don't, do well in other roles. So as players, you guys all have kind of a primary role. So as I was going over that stuff, you probably kind of pinned yourself into one of these already. Okay, so like I said, I was primarily a playmaker first, and then when I got pissed and people always told me to shoot more or score more, I became a scorer second. LeBron is definitely a playmaker first, and then he is a slasher second. Okay, he's developing more into a scorer, but primarily he's been a playmaker most of his life and then a slasher. That's why you see him always doing those backdoor cuts and dunks and getting those breakaway steals and stuff like that. Okay, Kyrie Irving, he's a scorer first. Secondarily, he's probably a sniper because he's very, very prepared. He knows kind of the ins and outs of the games, so he's very prepared. Snipers, Damian Lillard is a primary, and I would say his next attribute is probably I would say playmaker, even though he's a really, really good scorer. Slashers, Zion is primary a slasher, and then his secondary would probably be a playmaker. And Draymond, primary is a defender, and his secondary is probably a playmaker as well. Okay, so if players are put into roles, okay, so if players are put into roles that do not fit, they struggle immensely. So sometimes you see players in wrong roles and stuff like that. When they're put in the wrong roles, it's really bad. They struggle. So when you're trying to force LeBron to be a scorer, it doesn't work. When you try to make Kobe be a playmaker in the beginning, it doesn't work. When Dwight Howard who's a defender, who tries to be a scorer, it doesn't work. So that's that. Okay, what type body? Okay, so Mind Body Craft body, built for looks or built for function. So what type of workouts are you doing, right? Are you doing strength workouts, yoga workouts, plyometrics, something else? Tim Duncan used to be famous for yoga. I know a lot of basketball players like doing boxing, a mixture of a bunch of different stuff. Football players, baseball players, volleyball players. There's a lot of different ways to do workouts. So who's in control of your workouts, and what does your body look like? Is it really just for looks, or are you actually looking to perform? Very, very different functions. A lot of times, a lot of the training I see is going in the wrong directions. Everybody's training for strength. Basketball, you don't necessarily need a lot of strength. So everybody's kind of going for the aesthetics, the six packs, the big shoulders, nice arms. Not necessarily what you're building for, unless you're going to be a bodybuilder. Okay, and then you have power cleans and stuff like that. So if you wanted to do power cleans and snatches and overhead squats and stuff like that, you're building for power, but not necessarily for the function of basketball. So you have to be very kind of aware of what you're training for. So all ways of working out has positives and negatives. I just need for you guys to be aware of that stuff. Okay, craft. What is the most important skill? So I've been, most of you didn't know, or well, here you know now, I'm actually a psychologist, and my degree is in psychology. I have a master's degree in psychology. I've been personal training for over 15 years. I focus on performance enhancement and corrective exercise, and I've been teaching basketball for, I don't know, 10 plus years, coaching basketball for 10 plus years. So what is the most important skill that you focus on, right? Is it shooting, dribbling, passing, finishing? Is it something else? It's really up to the player, right? It's like self-awareness. Is this, a 7'5" Boban, or is he a 5'7" Isaiah Thomas? Okay, the priorities should be different. It will be different based off of your physical ability. It will be different based off of your personality profile. And if you're just trying to make a team or something like that, it will be different based off of what your current coach needs. So a lot of moving pieces happening all at the same time. Okay. So if you made it this far, you've understood all that. Okay. Everything that I think about when I'm developing your player or going to develop you, it all flows through this magic matrix. As I understand you more, as I understand your personality, as I understand your body type, okay, it's going to go through this. Okay, it's going to go through selection. So if we're talking about skill stuff, should we work on your shooting? Should we work on step back? Should we work on going to the right, one dribble pull-ups, left hand dribbles? Like all the selection is so important. Then it comes to sequence, right? So what order should we go in? Should we develop your shooting first? Should we develop your dribbling first? Is your finishing, take priority over your passing? So selection, sequence, duration, right? How long do I have to work with you, and how long are you going to work at this? I might train you for an hour, but are you going to put in 3 hours by yourself? How long, how many iterations, how many reps are you going to get up, right? So that's the duration. And then the accuracy. So when I'm really nitpicking on certain techniques, do I have to be super hard and on you about certain techniques, or can, kind of a blended type or more relaxed approach work here? So accuracy, we know if the shot goes in, that's good. Okay. Can I be stricter about just the shot going in? Yes. You might have to bank the shot. You might have to just swish the shot. So sometimes the accuracy is emphasized, but all of the things that run through my mind, any type of drill, any type of scheme, any type of development, it flows through selection, sequence, duration, and accuracy. So if I'm working with you, or if you're a coach and you're developing players, please consider doing this. Okay. So I'm always thinking about these things. Okay. And then lastly, it's like, how committed are you? Am I going to be spending a lot of time investing into you as a player, as a person? Are you just here for fun? So maybe I won't, put so much time into you. I'm just going to have fun with you, knowing that you're just here to, work out and get a quick workout in. I'm not going to, stop you and yell at you about your, how you tie your shoes or arriving to practice on time, 1 minute late. Are you here just for extracurricular? A lot of players are just playing team sports. Maybe they're just trying to throw it on there to make the team or go to college or make their parents happy. Is this, my future paycheck? Are you planning to go pro, go to college, get a scholarship? Some people want to go overseas. Some people want to go to college. Some people want to make the NBA, overseas pro, et cetera, et cetera. So if you're here for money, I'm training you like a professional there. It's a different style of coach that you're going to get out of me. If you're here for fun, if you're a 5-year-old, a 7-year-old, and we're just joking around, we're probably just going to have a lot of fun. If you're here for a paycheck, you're hiring me for a paycheck, then I'm going to talk to you like a pro. I'm going to have a list of things for you to do, list of things for you to do on your own. You got to come prepared to practice. You better be warm. You better be stretched, right? You better be ready to go, shoes on when the clock turns. It's time to go, right? Are you committed for life? Is this game taught you everything about life, pretty much like how it has taught me? Okay, so some people, basketball has saved their lives. I'm one of them. So anytime I got into trouble as a kid, I always went to the basketball court. So I've learned so much here. So I feel it's my obligation, my duty to give back to the players and to the game. Finding the right team. So now that you know yourself, self-awareness, you know what type of player you are, you know your personality profile. You've got a strength or power conditioning type program ready to go. You understand what skills you need to do. Right now, it's about finding the right team. Like you can do all of that and get on the wrong team and just be buried at the end of the bench because the coach doesn't like you, or you're behind. You're in high school and you're a junior, but you're behind 5 seniors, and you just won't get a chance. You won't get any court time. So I understand all that as well. Okay, so coaches, players, support staff, they all have to kind of mesh well with you. If your coach is crazy and either you're running away from it, a lot of players are running from crazy coaches, and then there's a bunch of coaches that are just way too nice on their players and then won't chew out their players and hold them accountable. it really comes back to, are you here for fun, for a paycheck? What are you here for, right? So that all fits in with the players, the coaches, and the support staff. If you get around some, some bums, you're gonna develop some bum type habits. But if you're getting around some lions and some real hungry cats, man, you're gonna improve so much if you can make it out alive, if you can make it out of that jungle. Some people get thrown in that fire and they get eaten up alive, and then they hate basketball. They never coming back. Like I said earlier, for me, okay, so basketball, it's life. It's a life of giving, a life of helping. I've always helped people. Why? Because I've never had a father to help me. My parents got divorced when I was in like the third grade or something like that. Second or third grade, I can't even remember. I never had clubs or great coaches. I had to learn it all by myself through just trial and error and making mistakes, playing at the park, getting beat up by my older brother and his friends, playing with older players. It just took a long time and a lot of practice by myself, just figuring things out. I took the long way. So all I'm trying to do is help you guys. Hopefully I can help you get there a little bit faster. And hopefully we can have a little fun along the way. So 1424, right? It's 14 minutes, 24 seconds, or 1% of your day. Okay. So I want everybody, every player, every person, every coach to get 1% better every day. Okay. So if you work every day, not 5 days a week and taking 2 days off, no cheat days, no cheat meals, none of that stuff. Okay. After 1 year, you will be 37 times better, 37 times better. Do you guys believe that? Okay. So just improve a little bit each day. Okay. Don't go super ham, super intensity, and then have to rest a day or 2 days and then get back on the third day. Okay, we need to work at it every day, every day. Okay, so that's my big belief. That's my big thought. That's what I live by. Okay, so 1% better every day, guys. And this quote, I don't know where I got it from. I don't know who said it first. A river doesn't cut through the canyon with power, but with persistence. So things will get tough. Coaches will get crazy. I might yell. I might get mad at you. You might get injured along the process. You might face obstacles and all kinds of crazy stuff life will throw at you. The game will throw at you, but keep going, right? It's about persistence. Don't give up. Just keep going, keep going. Okay. And then lastly, it's all about self-awareness, and self-awareness is about learning from mistakes. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Okay. Make more mistakes. So it's all about self-awareness. Self-awareness is about learning from mistakes. So go fail faster. I want you to fail faster, learn faster. The more inputs, the more iterations, the more reps, the more feedback you can get from me, from coaches, from yourself. And it'll just make you that much better, that much faster. Okay. Well, that's my whole kind of thesis on player development, how I see basketball, etc. Okay. So I just want to thank you for watching all the way till now. I guess I'm figuring out this YouTube thing a little bit more. So please like, subscribe, share. I'm on social media at Coach T Lamb. All right, guys. Thank you guys again. Until next time, take 14 minutes, 24 seconds, or 1% of your day to get better.